start the recording right here. I'm actually long on the crude right here, but let me just bump my order up. Alright, I'm flat on the crude right now. I'll show you all where I got long on that in just a moment, and I'll go through everything that we did this morning. Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Monday, August 27th, 2012. Going to go through all the trades that we set up this morning in the live trading room, all the trades that we took, all the trades that we didn't take. I just took another trade right here on the crude. I got long right here, and I took profit right up there. Actually not there, but right there at 99. Excuse me. Alright, so on the morning session, let's just go through the results quickly. I took an NQ trade during the actual morning session that lost. I had taken one prior to the morning session that won. My results on the NQ on the morning, oh, it's plus 1 tick, though I was actually minus 8 ticks, I think, in the morning session, but I took one prior to the morning session. With the crude, I am now plus 2 ticks, but during the live trading session this morning, I took a couple of losing crude trades. I'll go through all that because we had like 14 possible winning crude trades, and I didn't take any of those, and I took 2 trades that I got filled on, and both of those lost. Alright, but let's start out with the ES. Alright, no, you know what, let's just finish up with the crude. Since I just got in the crude direction, let's just do the crude. This morning, when we opened up the live trading room, I said I thought crude was going to be the thing to watch today because of the hurricane that's about to hit the Gulf region. And it was. Actually, over the weekend, crude had topped out at 97 and change. And then this morning it dropped, $3. $3, not 3 cents, not 30 cents, but $3. From 97 and change all the way down to 94 and change. And it's been recovering ever since. The first opportunity, what you look for is the MA1 to cross down below the BBC. This is a 4-tick range chart, 4-tick range crude chart. What you look for is the MA1 to cross down below the BBC, price to come back up, test the BBC, and close down when you have some bearish divergence. The bearish divergence means the green line down here is moving away from the cycle portion. Okay, the cycle portion is the red and blue. That happened there, again there. So those were 2 opportunities this morning right after the open. If you'd have shorted this first one over here at 95.16, that dropped down to 95.94 for 22 points. By 9:34, 9:35, we'll say, you could have been up $220 per contract. For some folks, that's a day's work. You could have been done right there in 5 minutes. If you didn't, and you wanted to continue on, those of you guys who were partners know what the momentum trades are. There was one of those right here at 9:39. You could have caught this nice move down right in here. Okay. Those of you guys who are not partners, who have just been to the trial, you saw the bullish cross, pull back down, tested the BBC with the up close with the bullish divergence here, and again over here. And now we're at 9:48, so 18 minutes into the day. This one, we'll say the entry was at 63, had a top of 76, that's $130 a contract. And this one, we'll say the entry was at 65, had a top of 90. That's what, another $250 a contract. So between the 2 of these was another $380 a contract, if you wrote it out. Now, if you only took 8 ticks out of each one, 10 ticks out of each one, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here, you're up $400 a contract if you only took 8 ticks out of each one. Alright, over here was another momentum trade. It didn't actually, we had the bearish cross. It didn't reach all the way up to test the BBC, so you might not have wanted to short it. You might have been waiting for it, but there was a momentum opportunity on the way down. Would have entered right there at the market, 94.68. It probably would have gotten you in. That dropped down to 56 for another 12 ticks. Over here, you had the bullish cross, tested the BBC with the up close. There was an opportunity there, and again right there. Again, right over here. This one didn't go as far. This one only went about 6 or 8 ticks, 94.98 up to 95.06, 8 ticks. Again, right here and here and here. All of those were winning trades. All right, this was a little momentum trade that I pointed out in the live trading room. We had an up close on this bar right here with the bullish divergence. Right there was the up close. I took that one. I stopped out pretty much to the tick down here. Then I meant to take the next trade right here, but I was distracted by something and I wasn't able to get into it. That one went on to win. This one lost. That one went on to win. I took the next short trade over here, and that one lost. This one won. This one won, and this one won. This one I took as well. All right. And this one I had a couple of contracts on. And that was the morning. That was the morning. There were 2 losing trades all morning. I took both of those. All right. I missed a whole bunch of winning trades, and I took the 2 losing trades. But I did say to watch Crude this morning. For those of you guys who like to trade Crude, it was a good morning. You know, a lot of people don't like to trade Crude because the margins are a little higher on Crude. Actually, the margins are quite a bit higher on Crude. That's about the only difference, though, is that the margins are higher. You're looking at the same exact trade setup. Everything's the same over there. Everything is the same. Okay? You don't have to change anything. You're just changing the margins, really. Hold on. You can see this isn't my normal monitor because the resolution is putting my toolbar off the chart. But let's scroll back here and we'll take a look at our NQ morning. All right, this was pre-market. Right at the open here, there was an opportunity to get short, which we didn't take. There was a momentum opportunity here, which I think we pointed out in the live trading room, to get short. That one did go down. It was pretty rough trading in here in the NQ this morning. By rough trading, I mean there just wasn't much to do because the ES was so flat, the YM was so flat, right up until the end of the morning session. Right in here we had a bearish cross, a pullback up test of the BBC with a down close with some bearish divergence. I did take this short and I stopped out on it. Now I had taken a pre-market one in here somewhere, one of these pre-market ones. That got me, it actually got me 10 ticks profit, and this one I lost 9 ticks on it. I think I had 1 tick a slip. I had an 8 tick stop and I had 1 tick a slip. That's what put me up 1 tick on the morning. Okay, over here we had a bearish cross, pullback test of the BBC with a down close. Again, this didn't go anywhere. So, you know, the whole morning was like that. It was just no follow through. Right over here, finally, after we got this big move up, and that was a big move for the NQ today, we had a bearish cross, a test of the BBC with a down close right in there with some nice bearish divergence for that move down. All right, it was followed up by a second opportunity right in here, and that's still going. All right, not really much to do in there on the NQ today, unfortunately. Oops. Not much to do at all on the NQ. The ES, let's take a look at the ES, okay? This was our morning on the ES. We had this move down right here that gave us a bearish cross, and once we got the bearish cross, we just went sideways. Right in here, I was hesitant to take the short trade right here on this pullback because the YM was consolidating and stuck right out of weekly trading zone, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But so I didn't take this short right here. Had I taken that short, I would have stopped out at break even right about here. You know, because I always manage it the same way. But you can see it filled the window of opportunity. The window of opportunity is the area between the BBC and the MA1. That window of opportunity is the same across all the markets. That window of opportunity got filled here. You know, it almost always gets filled. Right there, right there. It almost always gets filled. Right here, if we were to pull back and test the BBC, we would anticipate it's going to still fill this window of opportunity right here. Anyway, it went sideways and I didn't end up taking any trades. I had drawn these trend lines in and I was expecting once we closed down below the trend line, it was going to continue on the way down to the weekly trading zone down below us. But it surprised me and it made this move up right here. Now, at the end of the morning session, I had drawn some other trend lines on here. I don't see them on there anymore. But we had right here going up these bottoms. Hang on a second, I need to grab my trend line tool here. I'm just going to eyeball it and say we're going up those bottoms like that. We broke that bottom trend line, okay? We broke that bottom trend line. And now what it looks like, and what it looked like to me earlier today, was we have a lower top going in place. Now, we have to wait and see how that's all gonna play out. It's not really anything just yet, but it could be that this right here is the top. All right, that's what it could be, and this could be a shoulder. All right, we have to wait and see how it all plays out. If we drop down significantly below this level right here, 1406, then that could be trouble. Yeah, so we didn't have any trades on the ES this morning. Not a single trade. All right. We tried to put a trade on a few times. We had markets in there, not markets. We had orders in there, waiting to get filled. Unfortunately, they never did, but we tried. All right. Over here on the YM, there were two opportunities today. One was right here at the open. We had a bearish cross, price pulled back up, tested the BBC right here, and then it dropped right down from there. In the next 18 minutes, it dropped down to the weekly trading zone, and then it just sat there from 9:43 all the way over to 11:01. So for an hour and 15 minutes, it just sat there at the weekly trading zone. We didn't look to trade anything on the YM in here. As a matter of fact, we didn't look to trade anything on the ES while it was in there either, really. When I thought it was going to break down below the weekly trading zone, I was looking to short the ES down to the zone, but it didn't have the pullback. Couple things worth noting are right in here we had pierced the envelope, a blue envelope with a green trend strength line suggesting a move up, and we did get that move up. Over here we pierced it on the way down, suggesting a move down, and we did get that move down. Right now it's after the bullish cross, it tested the BBC right here, and it gave some upward bounce. From the BBC. The BBC is at 31.45. It bounced all the way up to 31.57 for a 12-point bounce. But that was pretty much all there was on that this morning. We looked at other markets as well. We looked at the 6E. We looked at the Russell. Here, I'll bring the Russell over. We can take a quick look at that for everybody that's interested in the Russell. Here we go. Bearish cross, tested the BBC with a down close with some bearish divergence. You guys see it's the same exact setup again. Same thing in here. Bullish cross, tested the BBC with an up close with the divergence again right there. Here and here on the short side. There weren't a ton of opportunities on the Russell. There were about five in total, but they were all winning opportunities. All right, there just wasn't a ton of stuff to go around this morning. We didn't have any news events today. Tomorrow we at least have some news events. But let's jump over here. I'll show you the 6E. We had one partner in the room that asked about this trade right here, the short trade from 25.23. That was a valid trade. Looking for it to get down here. And it did make it down there to 25.13 for 10 points. Not 10 points, 10 ticks. There were more opportunities here on the 6E, but you had to look in... Actually, I thought I had outlined more opportunities. No, they went all the way back to the day before. Sorry. There weren't that many opportunities on the 6E this morning. That was pretty much it. Right in there. Alright. It was just a really flat day across pretty much all the markets. Just not a ton of opportunity. The opportunities that were there, for the most part, were winning opportunities. Okay. Alright. If anybody has any questions, you can email us at support@cfrn.net. If you have not taken a trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. That's APPLY. I have to spell it out for you. /apply. And you will get all the charts that you see in here, all the indicators, and 2 hours per day in the live trading room for 5 business days, 5 consecutive business days. Well, unless there's a weekend in between. You'll still get 5 business days. Anyway, that's it. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions, email us support@cfrn.net.